COVID-19's the first time you've ever been locked down. Put your imaginary Glock down. I say we catch the virus to see who's weak from the top down.
Yo, like, did anyone actually see this one coming? This is nuts. Shout out to the Relentless team. Like, nah, 1 minute. We can't just... All I want to know is this an official remix or is this an unofficial remix? Cause it makes a difference. Like, don't get me wrong, it don't take anything away from whatever the song is gonna be, but is this OneFour just doing an unofficial remix on their own back, or is it like, yo, Headie One's reached out to them, vice versa, Relentless, the team, management, and have officially got this going? That's the only thing I want to know. It seems official, but I don't know for certain. And I wonder how they're gonna tie in the visuals as well. Ain't it different? You know, I'm gonna keep it moving quick, yeah? But for any of you, man, that go, oh, where's the reaction bear cut up? It might be because of fucking copyright, innit? So if you're watching the whole thing, fantastic. If it's all chopped up, just understand it's for copyright reasons. But yeah.
I still can't make pleasure of business, sorry princess.
Sorry princess.
I come a long way from broke.
Like, I love how off-key Headie One is. Like, he doesn't always sit in the pocket. Sometimes he'll just throw like 3 words out and that's the bar. And he doesn't mind allowing the beat to breathe. Like, that's what I like about Headie One. It's so unorthodox, like his style, from his delivery to down to the way he presents his flows, man. And I'll be real, I wasn't a Headie One like fan like that at first. It took time for Headie One to grow on, man. But yeah, man, he's cold. I've only just clocked as well. These aren't the normal visuals. They're only showing this one model, so I wonder if it's gonna be the same for OneFour themselves. And it's kind of like the audio only version, should you say. OneFour, let's go. Now tell them, look at what you made us do, like Taylor Swift did. Still aim and pivot. Make us do like what wait. 1 minute. Let's just pull back the verse in general. JM's coming cold there. And I like that line about we can't do no shows until the law uplifts it. Like, because these men are blocked from traveling around the country and whatnot. They're under the thumb of the law at the moment. Like, they can't do shit. They can't perform. They can't eat the way they should be eating, innit? Now tell them, look at what you made us do, like Taylor Swift did. Look at what you made us do. I don't know if he's flipping a line like Taylor. I don't know if he's flipping a Taylor Swift song or line. I don't know Taylor Swift's catalog like that. Or is he referencing how Taylor Swift had to buy back their masters? But I don't think OneFour are at that stage in their career, and to my knowledge, they own all of their own shit. What am I not connecting about that reference? Completely winning. Man went from prison jumpsuits down to the shit that I want to buy now. It's cold. Okay, and then he transitions into Spenny. I like that. So we feed, deliver, like we drink, and then yeah, and then Spenny's like, plus we deliver. Like, I like that. Moving packs like we're the Millers. We're the Millers is that, ain't that film about that dysfunctional family? Oh no, they pretend to be a family, don't they? And then they try and move weight over the Mexican border or some shit like that. That's cool. Yo, let's have a chat about that line right there. We started Aussie drill and look at what it's become. Like, you can't have a discussion about Australian drill without mentioning OneFour. And whether you go as far as saying they're the ones who invented Australian drill, down to they just took what was the little that was there and popularized it, regardless, you have to have the discussion of OneFour being pioneers of this thing. And so for them to then drop that flex on a track with Headie One, AJ and Stormzy, specifically Headie One, for the fact that Headie One obviously is at the forefront of drill music. Like, that's a different flex, man. When you're looking at OneFour, who are spearheading a scene on a track, on a remix with a track with other artists that are spearheading their scene in their own way. Like, if there was ever a time to drop a line like that, This is it right here. Either that or even the Bando Diaries remix. If they dropped it on that could have worked as well. But you see the point that I'm making? Like, real king shit, man. And then that's where we end. And that's a nice line to end on as well. So did these man come back, or is it just going to be AJ and Stormzy now? Yeah. Ain't it different? I always say it too soon, but when did I sign up to the terms and conditions? I didn't, precisely. Me and Heads landed abroad, 2 new kettles, perfect timing. The new whip's white on white, peanut butter, rose gold lining. You know what? I want to say this about AJ. I've not been an AJ Tracey fan for a couple years now. But within saying that, like, that's from a musical perspective. From what he's actually doing from a business perspective, I've got to rate him just as much as anybody else from the UK scene. The man's made moves and he's touched different subgenres, repopularized garage. You know, like, he's done a lot, AJ. There's no denying that. And I rate what he's done from a business perspective. From a music perspective, I was an AJ Tracey fan when he was doing, like, Rinse FM sets and shit like that. So I'm always the grime side of AJ Tracey. That's the fan that I am. So when he does the more commercial stuff, I rate it because I know he's getting the bag. But it's not the AJ Tracey I fell in love with. You understand? Like, when he did the Front EP and he's doing tracks like Hood Antics and The Lane, that's the kind of AJ Tracey I like. And if I say those tracks to most people, they're going to go, I've never heard them. So even as an Arsenal fan, I rated it when AJ was like, AJ for the lane, but I ain't Tottenham. Tuesday that my dad lived in Tottenham. In my crib, man can't chat about Arsenal. Man are all Spurs and chatting about Tottenham. Like, yo, it's cold, man. So yeah, it's not. So bringing that full circle, AJ Tracey on this track, just although it's still commercial, it's just slightly on that back to his roots kind of style. You get where I'm coming from? So yeah, man, this is the first AJ Tracey verse I've enjoyed in a while. Get corn stuck in your dental, like, that's a cold bars, man. Ain't it different? We got it right that time. I warn you, and I don't do threats, I'm cordial. I don't even snap on the jet, it's normal. Black tie, but I'm just informal. Like, Stormzy's cold. Like, I don't get how people hate on Stormzy. I don't understand it. Man is cold. Like, say what you want about Stormzy's commercial side, but Stormzy can still rip grime. Stormzy can still rip trap. Stormzy could rip drill. Like, man, it feels like Stormzy just does what he wants, innit? So I don't know how people hate on Stormzy. I really don't, because Stormzy is fucking cold.
Like the boys from East, I'm nasty. Don't do drip, but I still stay classy. You wanna know, then ask me. Easy.
And that's the thing, like, this ain't even Stormzy's best verse, but it is clean. You know, like that, like what are you really gonna say about it? What can you really say about that verse? Alright, if you don't like it, fair enough, but you can't say it's a bad verse from Stormzy. Is it one of his best? No, even I'm saying that. But still, man, even Stormzy when he's not at his best, even when it ain't his most popular, is still better than most, man. And that's what people forget when people are at the top. Like, when they're not topping themselves, when they're not, like, one-upping everything that they do, people then hate on it. But even their third best is better than most man's number one. You get where I'm coming from? Ready for the bump and grind. I don't even know if it's bump and grind. That's just what I'm assuming man said. So I've already said it like 5 times this track. If I got it wrong, again, show me the terms and conditions. I did not sign them. Yeah, that breakdown's cold. Shout out to Toddler T and my man. Give me 1 second. This is big for OneFour once again. 2 in a week. What? A Dutch remix and a Headie 1 remix in the same week? Are you nuts? Like, yo, what a fitting song, man. Ain't it different? Like, ain't it different to how where these man were a year and a half, 2 years ago to where they are now? And I said in the Bando's Diaries remix reaction, I said about how, you know, that song and that remix is nice for OneFour, but it don't really elevate them like that. But the fact that they're now on the Headie 1 track as well, I really think it is going to bring in more than even I thought it would. I've genuinely heard 1 or 2 people mention OneFour now. Like, people aren't just saying, like when I mention about me covering Australian content, people normally jump to, like, yeah, what? Ain't it OneFour? Or ain't it that drill group? Now it's like, yo, it's OneFour. Like, they're knowing the name, they're knowing the members now. Obviously, they might not know Selly or YP or Lex by name, and that's fine. Even I've got that wrong in the past. Every OneFour reaction, I get something wrong. I've probably got something wrong in this video. It's the curse of OneFour. It's the OneFour curse that we've got. But listen, they're genuinely making noise in the UK. Now, I can't say how much on a street level because COVID, we're not out and about like that. But I'd be genuinely interested to hear if OneFour could get played in a club over here and how many people would react. I so want to see it. So the only thing we can go off by, the only metrics that we've got is online. But even then, I feel like I'm right in saying that OneFour are growing their UK following. Now, I know going international involves more than just the UK. People say that to me a lot. They go, there's more to life than just the UK, Chaz. I'm only going to speak about what I know, which is UK, and I would like to say some of Australia. I can't speak on behalf of anything else. And so what I can physically say is I want to say people that I'm following and different pages and whatnot that I'm seeing posting OneFour content, there's discussions that are genuinely happening beyond, yo, who are these, man? Like, people are like, yo, this is sick for OneFour. Which then gives me the impression that people know what OneFour have been through and where they've come from, or at least are aware of where they're coming from. And anyone who's new to OneFour's story, anyone who's new to anything they're doing, if this is your first time like hearing about these, man, yo, these man come from a place that ain't that different to London. To my knowledge, nowhere near as built up as London is, but the same kind of struggle, innit? Like, the UK for a while has been trying to prove to the world that there's more to us than just tea and fucking crumpets. The same way Australia are trying to prove to people there's more to Australia than just kangaroos and fucking shrimp on the barbie. Like, yo, there's real street shit. There's real hoods. There's real struggle going on in these places beyond what the stereotypes may be believed around the world. And that's probably the case for a lot of places in the world. Like, I might believe that, I don't know, Sweden is a lovely place, which I hear it's great, but who's to say there ain't slums in Sweden? Who's to say there ain't Swedish drill out there? I don't know, I'm just throwing out Sweden as an example. But you get where I'm coming from. So these men are coming from a real genuine place, and I feel like these UK artists that are recognizing what they're doing is sick. Now, who's to say that these men aren't just hopping on getting OneFour in the remix because it knows it grows their Australian following? Let's say, look, business is business at the end of the day. It might be a selfish thing, but realistically, you're not gonna throw man on your track if you don't fuck with them. And let's be real, as big as OneFour are, they're not as big as Headie One. They're not as big as Dutch of Ellie. So Dutch and Headie have no reason to throw them on. They have to rate, man. You know, like that. Like, they're not just, it's not like their management went, oh yeah, so it would be a good tactical move. Like, I don't take Headie One and Dutch to be them guys. I take them to be like, look, yo, they're not hopping on my shit unless I fuck with them. And that's why I asked whether this is an official remix or an unofficial remix, because if it's official and Headie like definitely give the green light on this, that's fucking cold. And it proves my point to people. Like, when they say, yo, you rarely say anything bad about OneFour, it's because they constantly fucking smash it each and every time. So when people are trying to compare OneFour to certain other groups, I'm like, yo, there's levels to this game. Like, with all due respect, you're trying to compare them to groups that may get 100,000 views. Now, not everything's about metrics. Not everything's about analytics and how many views you can draw in. But there's a reason why OneFour have grown to the heights that they've grown, and there's reasons why other people are still growing at a healthy rate. Like, let's make it clear, what OneFour are doing is not normal. If someone was to tell you everything that was like the near perfect thing to do in this game, I still wouldn't believe that you can do what OneFour have done, because they're bringing something to the table that's beyond how good their delivery is, that's beyond how good their lyricism is. Like, yo, we're talking about something that's bigger than music, really. Like, we're talking about people that are culture defining. Like, not everyone can do that. And so when we start making comparisons, can we please put respect on OneFour's name? Because it confuses me how people can still hate on these man. Like, yes, you can have favorite songs, you can have songs that you prefer over others, there may be songs that you don't like, but you cannot sit there and tell me that OneFour are overhyped or like don't deserve to be where they're at. You're fucking off your rocker. So yeah, with all of that said, with all of that rant done, shout out to OneFour. And shout out to the team that was a part of this. Shout out to everyone that was a part of this song. This song has, you know, made a lot of noise in the UK. Obviously, just from the lineup alone, Headie, AJ, and Stormzy. Obviously, when clubs hit and whatnot, I expect this to be played in the clubs a fair bit. And And yeah, man, it's just big for 1-4, innit? So I'm happy for them. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Feel free to check out my music. The Skinny Legend is out right now. Feel free to go and stream that. And thank you to the Patreon family. Thank you to the people that have gone over there and have pledged. I plan on doing a little event this weekend. So if you want to find out about that, feel free to go and check that out. And if you can't go and pledge on Patreon, that's perfectly fine. Like, I appreciate just the support on the channel in general and just the positivity that we've got going on over here. So yeah, appreciate you, man, for doing what you're doing. Thank you for watching through the video. And yeah, I'll talk to you, man, later.